A man can upgrade your life or completely derail it. And the sooner that you learn that, the better. Oh my God, why do we always have to talk about men? Men this, men that. This is not a male centered channel, but we do have to talk about men because as a woman, who you allow into your life can determine how soft or how hard your life is going to be. We naturally want companionship. And even if you're a woman who says you don't want companionship, you are naturally going to attract men who want your companionship. And picking the wrong man or allowing the wrong man into your energy, into your atmosphere can really fuck up the program. So yes, I talk a lot about men and relationships and how to handle it because these are conversations that need to be had. And the people who are upset about these kind of conversations, thinking that we are spinning narratives of men versus women, are literally trying to keep you away from your power. Women are finally waking up to what they deserve and what they desire out of a partner. We are no longer staying in relationships because we have children or because we feel emotionally attached or because we legally need to, because we're not going to be able to bring in the same amount of income if we don't have a man in our life. We don't have to put up with that shit anymore. And we are now having stimulating and intellectual conversations about the men in this generation, and they fucking hate it. And they're trying to get us to be quiet. But I had to do that little rant because these conversations need to be had. And that's why we're talking about it. That's why it is important, because a woman who does not go about knowing the power of your energy, your aura, your time is a woman who will fall victim to manipulation, to a low effort man who's going to be giving her breadcrumbs and having you live a life that you should not be living. And the truth is, most women do not attract low effort men, they accept them. We live in a generation of men who are obsessed with humbling women. Men have always been obsessed with humbling women because they know the power that we possess, but it's even more dangerous now. They are framing their true intentions behind why they're humbling you or how they're humbling you. Men literally have a million reasons why they will throw at a woman of why she should lower her standards. Every woman deserves to be treated like a complete princess. You deserve to be catered to when you're in a relationship. You deserve for your man to just throw it down and treat you like the queen that you are. And anything less than that is literally not worth your time, because you could struggle on your own. You could be lonely on your own. You can be sad, depressed, broke on your own. Why do you need a man to come with you to do that? That is like extra baggage. But there is a lot of low effort men in our generation, and they are being crippled with excuses that they can give to women of why they cannot show up and challenge themselves and actually be the man that they are supposed to be in order to have this woman. Because back in the day, the men used to have to prove themselves in order to be in the presence of a woman. They used to have to prove themselves worthy, that they could provide, that they could protect, that they will honor her, that they will provide her with a life that makes her feel like the princess that she is. I don't know what changed about the program these days. And believe it or not, there are so many men out there who still live by that code, who still it clocks to them that they are supposed to be treating a woman like this in their life. They understand that they should not have a woman in their life if they do not intend on providing her that kind of lifestyle or showing up as that kind of man in her life. And not every man expects a woman to be in their life without having anything to offer her. And these men will throw you having sex before you met them in your face, not having your own money, not coming from money, anything that they can find to lower your self-esteem, to point at your insecurities, to try to make you feel like, yeah, you should deserve less. They will throw it at you. They will try to humble you. No matter where you come from, your background, whatever, you can attract a high volume man. You don't have to settle for a low effort man. Only low effort men take it upon themselves to try to humble a woman into what they feel like they deserve. And understandably, it is really easy to get triggered by all of these excuses and logical reasons behind why you should humble yourself and lower your standards. It is. And that is how a lot of women end up accepting these men because they have been brainwashed into believing that that is what they deserve. But there is a way for you to stop even attracting these kind of men. When you fall victim for this, we end up staying for potential. Instead of recognizing a red flag and running the other way, we stay for that potential and we hope to build this person up into what we see that they can be because we don't really think that we can get somebody who is like they already come made. And this is where a lot of women become hurt. This is where you're going to end up staying in a relationship that is going to cause you turmoil and literally reroute the program, literally take you out on a path so far out from your purpose. You need to understand that red flags don't you can't wash them and turn them green. If they're going to start with red flags, if they're going to start with low effort, if they're going to start already doing shit that you don't like, they're not going to get better over time. So if that person is talking to you in a way that doesn't make you feel like the woman that you are, if that person is taking forever to follow through with the plans that they make for you, or not texting you consistently, or lying, or cheating, or being lustful, or disrespectful, or not buying you flowers, not doing romantic things for you, not making you feel special, they're not going to get better over time. People show you the best part of them at the beginning because at that stage, they are trying to win you over. They are the most interested in you at the beginning. With time, they are only going to become more comfortable, more tacky, and they're not going to be showing up as intentional as they are in the beginning. So if you think that you really have it bad right now and you really don't like it right now, imagine wasting more of your time with that person. We don't want to do that. Look out for those red flags. Clock them early and walk away. No second chances. No, oh, well, maybe he'll be better. Or if that grown man does not already know at his grown age, it is not your job to teach him. That was his mother's job. You're not his mom. Don't take on a burden that was never yours to begin with. If he does not already come with leadership skills, basic manners like holding the door open for you when you get in the car or when you're going into a store or a building, these are things to look out for. Be very cutthroat because bare minimum, low effort men don't do these things. This is the bare minimum. Him having basic manners, standing on the right side of the road when you guys are walking together, buying you flowers, being romantic, that is the bare minimum. Rewire your brain. If you don't already believe this or you haven't really thought about this or think that way, knowing that is the normal. Because do you want to live a life where that is not your norm? Do you want to live a life where your husband is not treating you kindly and you never get to rest, you never get to relax, you never get to feel like you're being catered to? Like I said earlier, you can struggle on your own. You can be broke on your own. You can do all of these things on your own. If you're going to have a man in your life, it better feel like he is holding, like you're floating when you're around him. Like you can turn your brain off when you're around him. Bare minimum men show signs very early that they are going to be bare minimum. And it's those little red flags that you have to notice, you have to clock and walk away. Don't be a second chance giver. If you look at his friends and none of them are in committed relationships, none of them really have anything going for themselves, they are not people that you could imagine being the uncles to your children. His friends are just a group of people who like to go out, club, party, strip clubs. That is who your man is. They are not trying to impress you. Your man is trying to impress you in the moment, but when he's not with you, he's exactly like them. Red flag, cut them off. And be cutthroat, because if you're not cutthroat, then the universe is going to assume that you're treating your life like a joke. And the universe, God, whatever higher power you believe in, is going to allow the clowns to enter the circus. But girly pop, it's not just about what the men do. It's about what we allow. It is about the energy that we bring to the table as well when we come. Because a lot of men have these bars of they know how they're going to treat certain women. And that's a topic for a different day. I believe that every high value man treats every woman the same way, whether they're attracted to them or not. But at the end of the day, most men will literally categorize women. They're going to categorize you by how easy they think that they can fuck you. They're going to categorize you on if they think that they can have a little non non-serious 3 to 4 month relationship with you just to have somebody by their side because they need companionship. Men love to say how much a woman does not add value to their life, but they literally fiend for our companionship. That's why they hold us along and they string us along. Even if they treat us like trash, like they could literally be alone or they can be with another guy. Men will categorize you by if they want to keep you in a short-term relationship and a long-term relationship as a cushion before he actually marries somebody, or as somebody he actually sees having children with, getting married to, and settling down. The energy that you initially bring to the table will all determine how he'll categorize you. That energy will determine how much effort he's going to put into the relationship, what he's going to view you as, the energy and the person that he decides to show up as. If you are a person who, like, you don't even look like you take yourself seriously, he's not going to take you seriously. If you don't show that you value yourself, if you don't show that you run a strict program, that you wouldn't even play those kind of games. I don't know if you've noticed, but me personally, as a grown woman, I get approached much less as an established woman than I did when I was, unfortunately, because these men are fucking weird for this, but when I was younger, left and right, people used to hit on me. Now, they fucking know better because I don't look like a naive little girl. I actually look like I will bite your fucking head off if you say the wrong thing to me. You have to give that energy, but like a little bit, because if you're attracted to him, then you don't want him to think that you're gonna bite his head off, but you do want him to know that he can't play with you. If you are answering his calls or his texts when he texts you at 11 at night talking about that he wants to link or hang out with you, and you're allowing him to link or hang out with you, he's going to think that you're just the person that he can do that with. But if you set a clear boundary by not fucking replying to him or fucking blocking him when he does some shit like that, like, men will only do what you allow. You have to have that standard, that self-worth, that like knowing that, hey, ew, no, I'm not going to be treated like that. Not going to hit me up in the middle of the night like that. If you invite me out or show interest that you want to take me out, you better know where you're going to take me. You better open my door. You better show up with flowers. You better treat me kindly. You better talk to me kindly. I have to have the standards. And not only that, stop oversharing too much too soon. Stop wearing your heart on your sleeve. Have a little mystery about you. They don't need to know every single little detail about your life. Men enjoy the chase. They enjoy having to figure something out. They enjoy having their curiosity sparked. And when you just ruin all of the mystery and imagination all at once, they're no longer going to be interested. They're no longer going to be as captivated with you. I recently read The 48 Laws of Power and The Art of Seduction. And as much as it may sound like manipulation, at the end of the day, that is life. And if you want to manifest the life that you want, if you want to have your fucking way in life, you need to know how to play the game. Yes, have authentic love, but like thinking that life, love, and relationships works that way, like how it does on TV or in movies, is like little girl shit. At this point, we are grown up, we know better, and we have to know how to play our cards, and we have to know how to carry ourselves as women. We have to know how to play on the mind of men, and not in a way of being vindictive or having false intentions or manipulating in a way that is harmful, but how to show up in a way that protects us at the end of the day. So stop not having boundaries. Stop wearing your heart on your sleeve and pouring so much of yourself way too soon and leaving no mystery. Stop rewarding bare minimum behavior by allowing him to get away with things that don't fucking fly with you. And finally, this is the part that nobody wants to hear for real, but women who actually pour into themselves, invest in themselves, they are not impressed by crumbs. They cannot be moved by that. If you are somebody who takes care of your maintenance on a consistent basis, you're pampering yourself, you are investing in your hobbies, in your education, you're taking yourself on trips, you're furthering your career, you're making that fuck you money. You are not going to be impressed by a man who can't even plan a date, by a man who won't text you on time, by a man who doesn't buy you flowers, because you already treat yourself like a fucking princess. Having somebody added to your life that doesn't add to your life, the math will not math. At the end of the day, the kind of people that we allow in our life deeply reflect how we feel about ourselves. And the more that you invest in yourself and you treat yourself like the high value woman that you are, the better that you'll feel about yourself. And the more it just won't sit right or align with you to be around people who don't feel the same way about you or treat you the same way. And it's not only about money. It's not only about looking good and aesthetics and things like that, because you will see some of the most beautiful women who come from money, a family of money, going with these dog ass men who don't treat them good. But that's because their self-worth and self-value tells them that that's what they deserve. So pouring into yourself does not only mean like the vain things, but you need to pour into yourself in ways that boost your self-esteem. If you don't want somebody to be texting you at the last minute and treat you like a last minute thing, don't treat yourself like that. For example, if you set goals for yourself, you better do them. If you say that you're going to do something, be a person that does it. Do things that make you proud. Do things that like trigger your reward system and make you feel like you are an honorable person. But that's all for the video today. If you guys liked today's video, leave it a like, leave me a comment, and of course subscribe to my channel with the post notification bell turned on so you will be here for another one of our chats. We have some real face-to-face conversations like this on my channel, but we also like do our makeup and do our skincare and and just talk about things that are going to develop you in life or things that I've learned from my life experiences that I just feel the need to hop on here and talk to you guys about. But until next time, bye.